But happy weekend, and thank you. We'll see you Monday. The big story once again, says Sean and Pauline on our show to end the work week. We've got results for you from 4 NBA games today, plus the latest from the semifinals of the PBA Philippine Cup.
And we've got another doubleheader for Alex Ayala in the ASB Classic. Find out how she fared.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Litton-Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ravena, the show by Mamoy. Puts it on. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, look out! Stumping another one. Bakunas rejecting Estevo for the
Let's kick off the show in the NBA as the Indiana Pacers finally catch a break and give head coach Rick Carlisle his 1,000th career win, finally. And ending their 13-game losing skid in the process. Pascal Siakam was a hero in this one. 114-112 final score over Charlotte in Charlotte, down 111-112. There it is, the game-winning play. Siakam blowing past his defender Miles Bridges for that layup, giving the Pacers the lead with 11 and a half seconds left. Then the Hornets turned the ball over in the inbounds pass, and TJ McConnell was able to secure the ball back for Indy and threw it to Shepard, who was then fouled and made one of 2 free throws, putting Indy up by 2. Charlotte had a chance to tie or take the lead with 8 seconds left, but Colin Sexton's jumper barely hit the rim there. Siakam finishing with 30 points, 14 rebounds for the Pacers. LaMelo Ball, who came off the bench for the first time since 2020, tried to counter with a game-high 33 markers and 8 assists for the Hornets. The Pacers snapped their 13-game skid and improved to 7 wins and 31 losses. The Hornets, meanwhile, fall to 13 victories and 25 defeats.
I'm so happy for our players. The last month has really been so challenging in so many ways, but we have an amazing group of guys. They continue to fight through thick and thin. Pascal Siakam is, one of the favorite players I've ever been around at any level. He's just amazing, and he put his stamp on this game with his will. The play at the end when he made the shot for us to go up one was a huge play, and there were a lot of amazing things. I mean, this whole period has been, these tantalizing, you get ahead and you fall behind, and then it's really difficult. I'm pretty sure all the guys on the list are guys that I know well. I came in as a head coach in 2001 when a lot of those guys were still coaching and coached against a lot of them for many years, and I have such great respect for all of them. This whole thing's never been about me and getting a milestone win. It's about our organization, our franchise, and I just, as it's gotten tougher and tougher, I've just leaned into thinking more about gratitude for the things that we have.
Meantime, the Minnesota Timberwolves extend their win streak to 4 straight after beating the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Wolves led by as many as 20 points in the second half before settling for the 131-122 victory. Minnie broke the game open in the third quarter, outscoring Cleveland 43-22. The Cavs made a late push with Sam Merrill cutting the lead to 4 late in the fourth, but ultimately came up short. Julius Randle led the Wolves with 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. Anthony Edwards added 25 markers, 9 assists, and 7 rebounds, while becoming the 3rd youngest player in NBA history to reach 10,000 career points. Donovan Mitchell had 30 points and 8 assists in a losing effort. The Wolves improved to 25-13, including a league-best 15-5 since Thanksgiving. The Cavs dropped to 21-18.
The 48 minutes, really. I mean, it's, there was no, there's going to be parts where you don't play well. There's going to be parts where, you make mistakes and things like that. But, you could just, the connectivity's there. Our players are feel connected. You can see them offensively and defensively, and I just feel like the concentration's there, and they're not fighting the game.
Well, as for the Utah Jazz, they snapped a 5-game skid with a comeback win over the Dallas Mavericks. The Jazz were still down 7 with 4.5 minutes left in this game. They turned the tide by going on a 12-0 run, holding the Mavs scoreless for nearly 4 minutes down the stretch. It didn't help Dallas that Anthony Davis once again couldn't finish the game because of an injury. AD left with around 2 minutes to go after hurting his left hand. Boy, Utah eventually got the victory here, 116-114 at home. Lauri Markkanen dropping 33 big points, 7 boards, 2 blocks. Cooper Flagg flirted with a triple-double, 26 markers, 10 boards, and 8 assists, but all in a losing cause. Jazz improved to 13 wins and 24 losses, good enough for number 13 in the West. And the Mavs, though, are 11th behind a 14-24 win-loss slate.
The Miami Heat and the Chicago Bulls were also supposed to square off today, but their game was postponed due to unsafe court conditions. The contest was delayed for nearly 2 hours after officials cited condensation on the floor that made the court unplayable. Arena staff tried to dry the surface with mops and towels, but moisture kept building up as the night went on. The cancellation drew boos from the crowd. Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra said players from both teams were complaining about slippery conditions as early as warm-ups. Bulls guard Trey Jones confirmed the floor got worse as the arena warmed up, saying safety became a major concern. No makeup date has been announced yet. The Bulls came into the game on a 3-game skid with an overall record of 17-20, while the Heat had a 20-17 slate. Back here at home, the PBA Philippine Cup semifinals are heating up with 2 Game 3s on tap. Updates on the TNT, Meralco, and San Miguel Ginebra games next here on Play by Play.
Welcome back to Play by Play, only here on One News. Happy Friday, folks. Let's go to the PBA now. Meralco Bolts finally get on the board in the Philippine Cup semifinals as they took down the TNT Tropang 5G in Game 3 of their series 97-89. The Bolts led from the get-go, even pulling ahead by as many as 16. Chris Banquero and CJ Cancino paced Meralco's Battles offense with 18 points apiece. Our Pugoy led TNT with 28 points, including 5 threes, but all that went for nothing. Calvin Oftana was limited to just 6 points on 7 shots. The TNT loss spoiled a special night for team legend Ranidel De Ocampo, who got his jersey number 33 retired at the half. The Tropang 5G still lead the series though. Game 4 will take place on Sunday, 7:30 p.m. when it shifts from the Big Dome all the way to Pasay City at the Mall of Asia Arena. And of course, you can catch that game live on PBA Rush, on RPTV, and the Pilipinas Live app.
Talk and Text is really a hard team. They've been manhandling us the last 2 games. So just everybody from the coaching staff to the players is coming together and trying to make it a little bit hard for them. You know, there are a lot of stars on the team. There are a lot of really good players. Pogoy, you've got si Aftana, Heading, so Nambatak. So talaga mahirapan kami, right? So that's one thing. And, we just want to hold the fort while Coach Nenad's away. He's been in touch with us. He's been sending videos and splicing for us there, even if he has some personal things. But it's finally nice to get a win. We haven't beaten this team in a long time. And you have to credit the guys for sticking together. And it was good that we kept our poise and we got the stops needed. So, we've got to look forward for that Sunday game.
Meantime, Game 3 between the San Miguel Beermen and Barangay Ginebra San Miguel is currently ongoing. It is now the second quarter of what has been a close fight since the start. San Miguel did have a slim lead to end the first quarter, 26-21. Both teams unwilling to give up easy baskets, so they all kept taking pot shots from the perimeter. This series is tied a game apiece after the Beermen won Game 2 last Wednesday. The 2 squads will face off once more in Game 4 on Sunday at the Mall of Asia Arena in Pasay City. Tip-off is scheduled at 5:15 p.m. You can also catch the game live on One Sports, RPTV, and on PBA Rush.
Okay, from the hard court, let's head to the Taraflex. As Strong Group Athletics' massive off-season haul isn't limited to just players. Well, SGS hired Japanese coach Koji Suzu-Rabara and veteran tactician Kung Fu Reyes to bolster their young core. Suzu-Rabara returns to the Philippines after a brief stint in Mongolia. He brings a championship resume that includes leading the Petrogas Angels to their first ever PBL All-Filipino title just last year. As for Coach Kung Fu, well, he will take on an expanded role with SGA. That's on top of his upcoming stint with the Sunbeta Lady Red Spikers in the NCAA, as well as his job as director of UST's women's and girls volleyball programs.
As for the Signal Super Spikers, they just made their first off-season signing. The Super Spikers have acquired veteran setter Ivy Perez. She brings valuable league experience after stints with the Next-led Chameleons, Petrogas Angels, and most recently, the Galleries Tower High Risers. Perez is expected to work alongside Jel Cayuna and Giselle C., giving the Super Spikers more options and flexibility in running their offense. Perez will join Signal in its upcoming overseas training camp in Japan as the team prepares for the All-Filipino Conference.
Meantime, after hours of online teases, well, the secret is officially out for the Creamline Cool Smashers. Cat is out of the bag, folks, as they've just signed prize libero former NU standout Jen Nierva ahead of the 2026 All-Filipino Conference. Nierva is the latest player from the now disbanded Cherry Tigo Crossovers to find a new home, and her arrival fills a critical need for the 10-time champions, especially with questions surrounding the status of Kayla Atienza. Last December, the former best libero revealed she suffered a torn lateral ulnar collateral ligament in her left elbow. The injury is expected to keep her out for most, if not all the All-Filipino tilt. The Cool Smashers already have a solid libero lineup, with Nierva joining the likes of veterans Denden Lazaro Revilla and Ella De Jesus, along with Alea Torres.
One of Philippine volleyball's most decorated setters is calling it a career. Rhea Di Maculangan Villarete has announced her retirement from volleyball after 26 years. DMAC wrote on Instagram that ending this chapter is bittersweet, but her career will forever be truly special. She added that volleyball will always be a part of her, and so will everyone who shared this journey with her. Rhea made special mention of every stage of her illustrious run, from her collegiate days with UST to her club teams. She also thanked Creamline for a memorable final chapter. Villarete built a legacy as one of the country's top playmakers. She led UST to the UAAP Season 72 title while winning Finals MVP and Best Setter honors. She then claimed 3 Best Setter awards and 4 championships in the Philippine Superliga, and even earned the MVP honor during the 2018 PSL All-Filipino Conference. Rhea was also a former mainstay of the Philippine women's national team. She also gave back to the sport as a coach, serving on the University of the East men's volleyball staff in UAAP Season 87.
What a career, DMAC. What a career.
Coming up, Alex Ayala continues her run in the 2026 ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand. A look into her singles quarterfinal campaign and doubles semis match when play-by-play returns here on One News. Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. Looks like JD Cagulangan will miss the rest of the Korean Basketball League season. The former UP star reportedly tore the ACL in his left knee during yesterday's game between the Suwon KT Sonic Boom and the Wonju DB Promi. The injury happened with 4 minutes and 21 seconds left before halftime. Cagulangan collapsed while dribbling the ball, clutching his knee in pain. He was eventually stretchered out of the court and ruled out for the rest of the game. Suwon KT lost the match 82-80. Cagulangan had been averaging 7.7 points, 3.2 assists, and 2.2 rebounds this season before getting hurt. Kiefer Ravena is set to rep the country once again at the Japan B-League All-Star Game next week. Starting lineups Isaac Go caught up with his fellow Ateneo alumnus to talk about his growth playing overseas and what he wants to impart to the next generation. Watch this.
I mean, it's always an honor. We've always had that Asian quota team. It was fun when we almost had like 20 players out here, and like more than half of us were Filipinos. I remember, I think that was in Okinawa. So it's just a pleasure representing the country, and at the same time, of course, representing my organization. To be able to participate in such prestigious event, because out here, when the B-League has its All-Star game, All-Star weekend, it's a big festival. It's a big event, especially individually. This is probably the only time where we could all come together and enjoy basketball, enjoy the support of each fan base. So nakakatawa siya, and more than anything else, like what I said, na honor talaga siya. Just, I'm sure I can speak in behalf of my fellow Filipinos na talagang swerte kami na nabibigyan kami tsaka na-recognize kami ng B-League as a group in their, of course, organization.
What makes the B-League All-Star different, or what makes it stand out?
I feel like it's just the fans. The fans are what makes it stand out. It's such an interactive opportunity wherein the fans who spend a lot of time, spend money, spend travel money, everything else to watch and support their favorite players, nabibigyan sila ng opportunity to actually meet them. And I think that's a big part of why an All-Star weekend is present in any league, because you have to give back a little bit. Sometimes, paabutin ka din ng pagod kasi paiba-iba yung biyahe, and it's in the middle of the season, obviously. But when you think about it, when you see the reason behind it, that these are for the fans, I mean, it's nothing too big for us.
What is something you want to impart from them, from your many learnings from playing in the Japan B-League, that would hope, if there's one thing they can take away from you, what would that be?
If there's one thing that they could take away from me, probably siguro the one thing that I want them to learn from me is, to never cut corners, never cut yourself short of everything, of anything, when it comes to things that you want to do to become a great player. I think that's important. So that comes with discipline, sacrifice, respect. You never cut corners or sell yourself short, because those are the little things that will make you great, or even be greater than who I am right now. So yun siguro yung gusto kong maiwan sa mga bata ngayon, especially ngayon na talagang yung growth ng talent sa Pilipinas and sa basketball ibang klase. So yun na lang ang kailangan nilang makuha, and hindi naman silang magkakamali. And hindi ako magugulat kung hindi malayo yung marating ng mga batang yon when they're able to understand what I'm trying to leave to them.
You know what time it is? It's highlight reel time. Let's go to the big wall. And time for all NBA lineup. First up, Cavs Wolves. Final seconds of the game. Jaden McDaniel showing off. Woo! Alley-oop bounce up to himself. And that's just cherry on top, icing on a cake, whatever you want to say. Showboating. They have the lead at home. Because if he did that in Cleveland, he would have been booed. But McDaniel's playing well in this game. Solid game for him. 26 points, 11 out of 14 from the field, 5 boards, 2 steals. And the Wolves beat the Cavs 131-122. Fourth win in a row. Getting hot. Okay, up next, Charlotte, Indiana. Off the miss. Jarace Walker gets it. Saves it. Nope. Stolen away. LaMelo. Oh, using the glass, banking it in, beating the buzzer. Bang, bang, bang. Ball coming off the bench for the first time since January 3, 2020. Scoring 33 points, dishing out 8 assists, also 3 steals, including that one. Whew, what a highlight. But Pacers get the last lap, rolled the last clip. Pacers down 1, 15 seconds. Pascal Siakam, spicy B for the layup. And the lead with 11 seconds to go, showing his championship jeans. And then TJ McConnell securing the ball back for Indy. Look at Halley and the Indy bench loving that play from both Siakam and McConnell. First a layup by Spicy P, and then McConnell gets the ball back. Pacers hold on to win this one. 114-112. They ended a 13-game losing streak, almost a month without a win. And Indy head coach Rick Carlisle also with a milestone of his own career, his 1,000th career victory. Finally, Indy gives Coach Carlisle what he deserves. Happy weekend, folks. We'll see you Monday for another set of highlight reel.
And before we go, third time proves to be the charm for Alex Ayala. The Filipina tennis ace booked a spot in the semifinals of the ASB Classic after finally solving the Magda Linette puzzle. Ayala, who lost her first two meetings with Linette, swept the Polish veteran this time around 6-3, 6-2. Tough break, though, in the doubles tournament. Ayala and partner Iva Jovic saw their run end in the semifinals after falling to the experienced Chinese tandem of Su Yifan and Yang Zhaoxuan 5-7, 3-6. Ayala will see action again tomorrow in the singles semis. She will face 7th seed Wang Xin.
Go, 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 Alex. Good luck to
see
you.
it.
Yes, Alex just on fire. What a start for 2026 for Alex. She had a great 2025, even bigger in 2026. Let's claim that. That's all from us tonight, mga kapatid. But before we go to the weekend, we'll see you Monday. Yep, Monday, 9 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV Channel 8 on SD and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
Enjoy your weekend. I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Liton Calao. Thank you for watching, mga kapatid. Happy weekend.
Woo!
Good night.